This is like the most unsmooth fade ever. I don't think anyone's actually watching, but that's fine. That's honestly fine. Wow, this new mic I'm trying to wrangle in is really, really interesting. I just want a simpler setup. The reason I'm using this mic, I'm kind of curious to see what it ends up sounding like on this end. So I am going to self-monitor here for a second. If it'll ever load. Wrangle in. Yeah, so that's going to echo back on myself. All right, well, I think it sounds good. I don't know anything anymore. I just want a simpler setup. Normally I use a full-blown interface, and I use a condenser mic with phantom power, and these mics came highly recommended. I've finally read the manual, which is kind of like the key there, is use the freaking manual, smarty pants, and you won't have this pain and this suffering. You will burp due to coffee and electrolytes, but yeah, finally reading the manual with the mic was pretty much the game changer. So yeah, what I plan on doing today is I am going to write the worst automated tests that I can on purpose for an experiment that I'm doing for another live stream, and hopefully that turns into a video. That's really the goal here, is to write really bad automated tests. Then, as you can see, Amazon Q is installed. For those not aware what Amazon Q is Amazon Q is like GitHub Copilot or any of those other AI large language model code assistants. What's neat about Amazon Q, though, that I haven't been able to get to work with, say like GitHub Copilot, is you can feed a set of code standards to Amazon Q, which I've written in a document, and you can ask it to statically offline review that code for you and give you suggestions. So the goal here is to kind of see if there's any value in using the free version, opting out, because I'm opting out of sending anything to Amazon. Who knows if they really honor that, but it says it does. And using Amazon Q is like an additional, almost like having an assistant or intern when you're reviewing code, someone extra to kind of look at your code and help you determine if it is good or not, or it meets the standards of your org. It's kind of the main thing here. So first I need a set of really bad tests. So the goal here is I'm going to write them against DemoBlaze, which I've used in the past. Of anyone who's watching this, who's actually watched any of my live streams or watched any of my YouTube videos, because I am live on YouTube as well right now, because I'm not partnered or anything on Twitch, and they don't care usually unless you're a really big streamer. So I restream on YouTube as well. So if you're on YouTube for some reason, I don't look at view counts. I try to look at chat just to interact, but I'm under no delusions. I have a day job, so I'm under no delusion that this is gonna go anywhere. But it's a good exercise in having to explain yourself, having to demonstrate things on camera and explain yourself. And man, I'm having a really hard time. This thing is just not running well. I wonder what's going on. Video buffering, the low latency. Yeah, it's really misbehaving. Which is a good Emery song. We can't listen to, because you can't ever listen to anything while streaming. If someone is watching this live, or you're just like lurking, if the audio is really bad, please let me know, because I am trying to adjust this new microphone and figure out how to get it to sound decent. Yeah, that would be great. If it doesn't sound good, or it's hard to hear me, or I'm too loud, because to me it sounds super loud, like it's peaking. But yeah, that's the goal today. I'm gonna write some really bad tests against the DemoBlaze page, which I've used in the past. It's nice because I don't have to host anything, and kind of go through our rules or our code standards and try to violate all of them. It's really what we want to do. One mistake I did make is I did not run updates. I'm going to look and see if there's anything that's going to make this stream detrimental, and then we just kill the stream and turn it back on. There's some runtime updates. Brave, Obsidian, and just Pop! OS. For those that don't know, I am running Pop! OS. It is my go-to on my streaming/development desktop that I built. It's fairly well powered, but yeah, Pop! OS is my operating system of choice that I prefer. And the updates are just so smooth and nice. Just I forgot to do them today, so my OCD is gonna. I just have to accept the fact that. Oh yeah, because it's doing the tips right now. Anyways, so yeah, I'm gonna pull up the Demo Blaze page. Twitch says I'm not live. Am I really not live? Am I really? No, I see myself live now there. Okay. And then YouTube's is happy. Seems to be getting a pretty healthy... your stream health is excellent. That's great. I run my own RMTP. I can't remember which one it is. I run my own Restream server though as well. Because theoretically, if you use Restream.io or similar service, Twitch and YouTube know what those IP addresses are. And so the theory here is that they don't know that you're restreaming. Like it technically, yeah, I don't think technically they could tell. Because to them, it looks like it's coming from you. And in fact, it is coming from you. You're just splitting that. You're splitting that stream. Okay, so I am actually live. That's what it's saying. Yeah, let's try to write some bad tests. I'll bring up the Blaze demo page in just a second because I need to look at it. It's funny that I'm gonna have to think like, how do I make this test really bad? So this is the page that I'm using. BlazeMeter offers this. It's got some problems, and my latency on my camera is super bad, but I'm just gonna get over that because again, just kind of this isn't the video, but and also I used to do green screen. I can't get my chroma key to work in this room anymore. I think my green screen's too close and I have it hung on the wall or more like on the ceiling, and so that causes problems. So I'm going to look into other green screen options because I just have a messy office. I don't want people to see it. Rather put a green screen up, pretend like I don't live in a big mess, a big pile of sadness. But yeah. So I was thinking. I'm trying to think of a good bad test. Well, let me pull up my rules. So I'm thinking of two is I want to. Here we go. So I wrote this standards document. And the goal here again is to purposely write tests that violate these rules. I may stay away from the TypeScript standards, though there may be some we could catch here, try to find, like we could use var on a bunch of variables, maybe. Some of these other ones are going to be a little harder, and I think it's going to be hard for the LLM or the AI code assistant to understand them. But I think we could use var a couple of times. We could have really undescriptive data. So we'll try to violate some of the TypeScript. We're going to just try to violate as many of these rules as we can. These will be harder, I'm guessing. So we'll want to use volatile CSS or XPath selectors. So that'll be interesting to try to do, is we'll try to purposely use XPath and CSS instead of role and name. So we'll purposely do that and see if it catches it. There's a couple things here. We definitely want to break this pattern. So yeah, I've got, and these, I pulled some general standards for TypeScript and Playwright based on docs, and then I kind of put my own preferences. Really quickly to go over some of these is the AAA pattern. All tests should adhere to this. So it's a range act assert. I like assertions between actions if you have to have them to be soft assertions, because again, the signal noise ratio can get really skewed and weird if you leave these in. If you leave them as hard asserts, actually. And again, an example here. And I'm hoping the code examples are helpful to the AI code assistant. This idea that, again, if there's an interstitial thing that you kind of want to know if it happened, but you don't want the test to stop, that's a good time to use what's called a soft assert. And that doesn't stop the test from executing. A hard assert is going to halt the test and mark it as a failure. This will still mark it as a failure, but it won't halt it. Like, you could fail on the soft assert and then pass the hard assert at the end. It'll still mark it as a failure, but it'll execute the whole test. Again, giving you better information, in my opinion. That's why I like it. The other thing, you know, speaking of assertions, and my reminders are going to pop up. I should get rid of that, because how do I stop reminders from popping up? It's from my calendar. Hold on. Oh no. No, it's not automatic system updates. That's not the one. Well, my reminders are going to keep popping up because I think it's something through the calendar, possibly. I don't know. No good. How do I make it like in a do not disturb type mode? I just don't want to get my reminders popping up. Ugh. Curses. Well, there may be some things to dox me in there. Not that anyone's watching. Yeah, I think it's through this. Yeah. So how do I suppress those? Yeah, that's a little scary. Give me a second. We're gonna do this. Actually, it wasn't that bad. It was a pretty quick fix. Now I know. Now I know better. Don't dox yourself. Because I own a consultancy too, and so I keep all my calendars synced. And unfortunately on this computer, it's going to alert me when a calendar alert comes up. And it could have like a name of a client, it could have a name of my day job, and just want to be careful. So kind of, oh yeah, we were looking at the doc. So yeah. Obviously every test should have one hard assertion. We can violate that. Single responsibility, we can probably violate that. Write some functions, or some playwright commands. We can repeat ourselves a bunch of times too. This one I think will be really hard for it to understand. This is a really good one for humans, but I just don't know. I don't know what the AI is going to do with this one. This is one that I'm like, how is it going to, will it be able to interpret this? The idea that, well, I could write a function that only does something that only does it once and see if it catches it. That's really kind of the thing there. Hard-coded values, I think we could do that one. And do vars. Test names should describe. We have really bad test names. Yeah, I think that's it. I'm going to try to go through these. Not kind of try, but actually try to go through these and attempt to write the worst test that I can, and then probably in a different video when I'm done, feed. Because the other problem too is like I want to put comments in to remind myself what rule I'm violating, but I don't want to give the AI clues. I want to be like, oh, they're writing this to test me. So I'm going to have to write a bad test without comments, or write bad tests without them, and then just hope that, hope that it works. Okay. Yeah. So let's just write a test here. Let's write a test. Do you want to build a test? So the first one, yeah, add to cart, because this is the kind of name that I hate, because it doesn't, the kind of test, if we look back at the doc, I feel like this is kind of my personal, again, a lot of these testing specific standards are kind of my standards, my personal standards. But if you look, test names should describe what the test is attempting to verify in human readable language within reason, right? Don't go crazy. Something like login page should allow valid user to authenticate. When that test fails on an assertion, it's really clear what the problem is. If you write a test, like add to cart and it does a bunch of other stuff. Yeah, you probably know that add to cart failed. But when you start getting to more complex things and it just says things like the banners or, you know, user banner, like, okay, user banner failed, but what were we trying to assert about the user banner? We could even just call this one something like, like cart functionality. Like that would drive me crazy. We'll try add to cart because add to cart's not terrible, but it's not great. And again, it'll almost be fun to write really bad tests. We'll see. We'll get rid of this one. So this will be our first test we'll write. What we're going to do lots of other weird things. And you can see, I don't know if that's Amazon Q or if that's, because I think I have Copilot and Amazon Q. They're trying to make suggestions here, very similar to like Cursor or Void. I think that's Q. I think that's Q that's doing it. And what's funny is Q is going to try to have us write good code. We want to write bad code. So we're going to be fighting. Well, okay, I shouldn't say that. Q is going to make us at least probably write decent automated tests. And we have to like ignore Q and ignore Copilot if they try to make suggestions. Like get by roll is that's like a good best practices. We want to use like XPath. So let's do that. So let's find what the XPath is for this. We want just something ugly. Just horrible. And I gotta remember how to select by XPath. I never use it hardly. So yeah, we want to copy the XPath. We want a big, ugly, nasty XPath here. Oh gosh, going from Mac to Linux. Yeah, this is what we want. This is what we want. Let's see. So we want to get the element. Can we put, I wonder if we can just dump this in there. Can we dump this right in there? Like, there's gonna be a lot of times I do the wrong control click because, will this work? Yeah, this is nice and ugly. I like it. I like this a lot. This is truly pain and suffering. Okay, yeah, so the big ugly, we're gonna click there. We want to click this button. So can we copy the CSS then? Let's copy the CSS. Would that be the selector technically? Styles is probably the CSS. It's like I always use the best practices, so I'm like trying to think like, well, how would I do this the wrong way? Oh gosh, that's not good. No, we can't use that. That's not actually what I want. It's hard to write tests wrong. So it's not styles. Maybe it's selector. We do full XPath. Let's see if it's selector here. Yeah, kind of. We could try that. I have a feeling this one won't actually work, but. And honestly, I'm kind of rusty on Playwright. I use Cypress more, but this is specifically for something I'm trying to, it's funny that it's kind of confused. We'll try just, we'll try some of, oh my gosh, stop. Stop it. Yep, we'll do that. We'll go back to the page. So we're going to add it to our cart. This little guy pops up. So are we going to have to click that or can we go other places? Are we allowed? So we got to click, we've got to click OK in that modal, I think. And should we do something goofy like var URL equals, and we'll like hard code the URL here, and we'll use it there. We'll definitely just like create a var and then use the var here. We'll do some weird stuff. Right? Just to kind of, again, we're trying. It would be funny if someone jumped in and was like, hey, wait a second, your test is really bad. It's like, I know, but the chances of someone actually caring and coming here is quite slim. And this thing keeps crashing. So, okay. Go there. We have to be able to click that modal. So I'm going to cheat and look it up because I don't remember. Oh, it's a dialogue accept. That's right. So we want to accept that dialogue. Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's going to be... And maybe what we do with this one, we like write a function, and we don't do it again, to try to catch our other rule where, where we shouldn't have a function. So we're gonna write a, let's see, function, hold on. All right. It's just gonna be void. Yeah. Function not implemented. Perfect. You nailed it, dog. You are gonna have to pass page into it. And what is page? I'm trying to. That is page. So you are gonna need a page. Pretty sure because you want to be able to click the dialogue on the page. So, yeah, doesn't like page. I just need to import it. Fix using Copilot. I accept. There you go. Yeah, I just probably need, as I was thinking, I just need to import it. We do that right in functions in TypeScript, right? All right, we want to call our click dialog, yeah, and pass it the page. Stop. Okay, so we're only gonna use that once. I'm not even sure if this test is gonna work, but we'll find out. We'll find out. Hopefully I remember how to run tests. I know I installed the plugin, but it doesn't seem to be creating like the play button and stuff like that. So, ooh, whoa, don't touch that. Danger. High voltage. Okay. So we created a pointless function. We're just like, oh, we gotta fix these problems that we don't have. Because that's one of the things we wanted to catch is like, hey, you're only doing this one time. Why did you write a function for it? Is what it hopefully should say. Like, hey, you shouldn't write this function yet. Just do it inline. We'll see. So we're not going to validate either. So let's say it actually clicked that. We want to go to cart, which I think it's assuming we're doing, right? So let's also use some really messy. We're going to try to use the messiest. Should we use full XPath? Let's use let's use full XPath. Just complete, see how bad it is. That's not too bad. Stop. I'm not even sure. Oh my gosh, stop trying to help me. Stop trying to help me by not helping me. Okay. So we're going to click cart. This just bonkers, terrible thing. It gets in there. It clicks cart. Then maybe we click place order as well. Like we're just gonna make the test do a bunch of stuff. And again, I kind of like calling this cart functionality to make the name as terrible as possible, or just cart test. I don't know. I'm trying to think of the worst. Cart feature. I don't know. I'm trying to think of a really bad name for this. Cart test is pretty bad. Cart. I don't know. I think cart functionality is bad. I like it. I like how bad it is. Okay, perfect. So we have a bad name. Because we're going to do other stuff. We're just going to like, what we're actually asserting on is going to be so nebulous, which is kind of the point. It should be bad, and hopefully. So we'll grab just the normal XPath from this one. Wait, page.click. Okay, yeah, we'll use the XPath on that one. I'm not even sure if these will work. Because remind me here. Going back to the documentation. Do you have to feed it an element or an element selector? Page.locator, page.click. No, you can kind of, I think you can put, it may not like a lot of these. We'll see what it does. I have a feeling it'll just fail and won't be able to find them. And then we at least want the test to work. Well, I don't know. I guess we don't care if it works. So we'll click place order. Oh, we have to fill out this modal. And then we'll stop the test there. So let's try this. So first we should see if the test runs. Which get me the terminal. Playwright. Playwright test. Oh my gosh, it's horrible that I don't remember. It's one of those days where my brain is just not working. Yeah, NPX Playwright test. Yeah, I knew. No, it doesn't like that. Where does it think it is right now? Do we just not have it? No, we've got node modules. You know what? I know it's going to work here, so we're just going to go here and do it. Let's see, it's this guy. I know I can get it around here, so. No, Cypress. Don't do it. Yeah, it's going to work here, hopefully. We'll see. Cart functionality. Okay, it doesn't. Unexpected token while parsing CSS selector. So our CSS selectors are bad. Did you mean to escape it? Probably. It's trying on Chromium, it's trying on Firefox, and it's finding the same thing. It can't parse my bad CSS selector. Maybe it needs a double smack there to escape it. Yeah, all failed. Will that fix it? And Control C. Trying again. We could run the debugger too. I just have to remember what the debugger command is. Yo, what's up? What's up, Dishpit? Well, what we're building, good to see you, and thanks for coming and hanging out. We're purposely building the worst tests that we can to test out static AI-assisted code review. So I have this standards document. Oh, that actually passed, so it just didn't work in WebKit. That's interesting. So what didn't it like in WebKit? It wasn't able to click the first one in WebKit? Interesting. So yeah, we're trying to purposely write the worst tests we can that violate our code standards for automated tests that I wrote. And then I'm going to feed those standards to Amazon Q and let it statically offline. So we're not giving anything to Amazon. We're going to statically offline, have it analyze it and see if it's able to adhere to our standards. Because my goal is to have like an AI code review assistant that is both static and offline. So I'm not giving my code because I've opted out of sending information to Amazon. I can't get this to work that way in GitHub Copilot, but I've gotten it to work in Q in the past. So that's really kind of the goal here, is write the worst tests I can, violating all of my code standards, and then see if Amazon Q can catch it and make good suggestions for the purpose of having an extra brain or extra set of eyes to help me look at pull requests and diffs. And really quick, I can show you the document that I wrote. One of them, first part's really obvious, just sticking, because this is in TypeScript, sticking to TypeScript standards. Yeah, it's been neat to get the results, see what I've gotten so far. This is my first time streaming it. And I want like a really big set of bad tests to kind of test this and keep sort of iterating on this and see what the best standards doc is. Because I'm trying to give the AI like docs it can actually go to, because I think Q can go read stuff or at least summarize it to itself. So just basic TypeScript best practices with sources, Playwright best practices with sources, because we're writing Playwright tests in TypeScript. And then I'm giving it more, this is more like my personal standards, like the AAA pattern, arrange, act, assert, using soft assertions in between the test, and then only having one hard assert at the end, but at least having one. Single responsibility principle, don't repeat yourself, but don't also needlessly obfuscate. It'll be interesting to see if it could catch this one. Hard-coded values be replaced with constants. So I'm purposely using like var. So just basically violating a bunch of conventions, really bad test names, and see if it catches these. And again, these are like my personal ones. Just stuff that I've found helps automated testing be really successful, because that's my day job, is being an automated tester. But I see you've been playing Magic a lot on Arena, which I think is really cool. I have like mixed feelings because I've been playing Magic a long time about Arena. I feel like it incentivizes weird things about play that's just different from playing with your friends, like at the coffee table. Like one thing I've noticed is, especially in Brawl, people scoop way too early because they're impatient. There's times I've stuck it out when I'm on my back foot the whole game, and then I will top deck that answer and beat them. Where a lot of people, they're like, I'm in this unideal situation, I'm just going to scoop because I just want to win. And they're not there to like learn how to persevere like through a difficult situation. They're just there to like, they're either winning or they're going to scoop. Like they never think, well, maybe I can still pull this game off. I'm not completely locked out. I may be able to pull the right answer. And then looking at what cards they have, what's in their graveyard, what's in your opponent's graveyard, and having that mindset, I feel like incentivizes more disposable play and very low tolerance for failure play, where it's like, okay, fine, I scoop. Like I've seen people scoop way too early. In fact, I'm thinking about making a Reddit where it's just like early scoops, and I'll blur out the name. It's like times when they probably could have won the game if they would have persisted against me, because there's a chance I may not have pulled the right answers or been able to keep, like, they just have the right colors that it can answer me, and I know they have the right cards, and it annoys me. I don't know. I just feel like people on Arena specifically, they scoop so early sometimes, and especially in Brawl. 12 years ago. Okay, so you've been playing. I've been playing since Ice Age, and then I took a break, so gosh, that would show how old I am. It's been a couple years since I played it, and working remote in small town makes it hard in person. Yeah, I mean, I like Arena. It's how I still play with most of my play group that I used to play in person. So I totally understand. It's just, for me, I wonder if it just incentivizes the wrong things. I wish there was a way to like, and who knows, they might have something in the back end to sort of, not really punish, but like rank and incentivize. Like, can you incentivize people to stick it out and learn how the game works and learn how to, like, no one that's playing at the pro level scoops that early. They're always thinking, I need to win. And so they play differently than the person playing on Arena who's just like, this is a disposable game. Anyways, I already hit my dailies today, so I'm not playing Arena on stream. Though I might, I don't know. I don't have enough time though. I've got some work meetings that I can't miss. Coming up one that I'm heading up. Oh shoot, that's right. I need to give my wife a break too. We'll see. Maybe I'll give her a later break. No, I may have to actually do like a BRB. But I'll see how much further I can get in this. I'm kind of tempted to already feed this to Amazon Q and have it statically analyze this and then feed it the doc and see what happens. Because this is a pretty bad test. And it partially works, even though it's a garbage test. Did we already? Yep, because Let's see. So we're a timeout exceeded. So it was trying to click this and it timed out, which is interesting. But that was just in WebKit. I don't care. The test works in Chromium and Firefox. I don't care. Look at how garbage this is, though. So this violates like Playwright best practices. Made it to Plat yesterday. Nice. I've been struggling this season to get into Plat. Usually I hit Plat consistently, and I do it through Historic. I'm really struggling. I feel like maybe my deck has maybe gone. It's been left behind in the meta. Maybe the one that I play for Historic, and I'm just not there for Standard right now. I'm just not interested in it. But spending a few hours going up and down Plat 4, and players at this level are considerable better. Yeah, Plat is when it gets serious, and Plat I feel like is kind of where I hit my wall. Yeah, I feel like that's my limit too. I struggle getting out of Plat. I've never left Plat. I'll hit Plat 4, Plat 3, and kind of the same as you. I'll kind of go up and down, and that's usually Historic. I'll just do Historic because I can't seem to build anything in Standard, at least in this current Standard. I have this really goofy like Defenders deck that I was kind of hoping would work, but Standard is so fast right now. Standard is crazy fast, and you have to draw like perfectly, where I feel like there's a little like Historic's got enough variance, and I play goofy weird stuff. Like sometimes I'll throw my ninjas. I've got a blue and black ninjas deck, like ninjutsu, so Naruto, believe it. I'll play my Naruto ninjutsu deck every once in a while in Historic ranked, just to like kind of throw things off a little bit, and then I go back to my normal deck, which is a mono green really fast enchantments deck, like turn 3 turn 4 win. If everything lines up, I get some crazy fast wins and just obliterate opponents. But it is glass cannon. The ninjas deck is less glass cannon, but every once in a while it beats like a deck in Plat or gold, and it kind of makes me chuckle because it's not I think it's just most people aren't used to dealing with ninjutsu in ranked. You can't counter ninjutsu really effectively. There's not a lot of good ways to counter it. There's a lot of, it's not considered casting. So if you say when opponent casts their second spell, ninjutsu doesn't count towards that trigger. Like it's not casting. It can't really be countered unless you can counter an ability. Because ninjutsu, I believe, is an ability, but common counter spells. Again, a lot of times people will ignore your creature because you have an evasive ninja, and then you ninjutsu a better ninja in. It's very frustrating. And it can get out of hand because there's a way to duplicate the ninjas in it too. And so when it takes off, the deck is kind of crazy. But no, I think that's really cool. Like I think you literally just created an account and are hitting Plat, which is pretty sick. I'm stuck in gold. I'm honestly stuck in gold right now. I don't know what it is. I maybe need to build something new, or need to try Standard, because I'm stuck. I'm stuck in gold, and I'm really struggling. It feels like the meta is just different this season with the new set or something, where it felt my green enchantments deck just felt so effective. I don't know. So I want to try to feed this to Q if I can remember how to do it correctly. I think I want to do not Copilot, ninjas in your deck for variation. Recently added 20 spell counters and instants to help me focus on my win con, because players are just able to spam a lot of I'm assuming that's in Standard. Standard is crazy fast, and there's crazy good creatures. Like the decks that you face, like I like to play a lot of white control, or like white and green control. That's my favorite brawl deck, in fact, and it just doesn't work. It works in Historic. It does not work in Standard right now. I've tried a couple of the variations of like your kind of common control and bomb deck, where you control the board, stall them, and then you drop a bomb that makes it not a win con, but pretty close. But in this case, it doesn't work. There's just, it's too fast, too big, too evasive. I'm really struggling there. Now I think the refactor is one of the things you can do here, but we're gonna do inline chat here, I think is what we want to do. Yes, okay. So now what we want, it sounds crazy. You feed you literally copy pasta this whole thing. So you tell, let's see, we'll go back. So we tell Amazon Q, we'll do inline chat. And I'm always nice. Please review this code based on the following coding standards. You go like this. Whoops. Oh, shoot. I've done this before. No, stop. I'm doing this wrong. And this is why I'm not recording. I'm just streaming it because I want to do a nice YouTube video because I did this wrong. I need to get the Amazon Q chat thing up on the side. I'm trying to remember how. No. And how do I tell it to pound salt? Fix, optimize. Not send a prompt. Maybe that's the one. I'm trying to remember. There's just a way just to open up the chat. Playwright, code reference, BR. Crap. Crappity crap. How do I ignore that? Is that an undo? Hey. When in doubt, just undo things. Let's try this again. So, I want to say... No. How did I get this to work? Darn it. I got it to work the other day and I'm forgetting. Oh, the JetBrains ecosystem? Yeah. Most of the stuff I'm doing is... it depends. I'm doing some Python stuff. I'm doing some TypeScript stuff. It really depends on... because I have a consultancy, so it depends on what the client wants to do. So I kind of generically, VS Code just works because it's... I'm trying to remember how to do this. It's not explain, refactor, fix. Maybe it is refactor. I want to generate tests. That one is interesting though. I swear it was inline chat. No, there's a way to get like a Q chat window on the side. Is it this one? Testing here. I think it's this. Yes. Oh my gosh, you dummy. Okay. Now, I acknowledge. What is this saying? I don't... oh gosh. All right, well, whatever it is, it's gone now. All right, so I think you go, please review this code based on the following code standards. And then you go like this, you go shift enter, and then you paste in all your code standards. I think you do it like this. Yeah, here we go. Okay, this is what I wanted. It's working. It's working. It's working. So now it is making suggestions based on this code, based on my standards. This is like the cool part. I just don't know why it's in this tiny baby window for ants. I'm trying to remember. It's really working today. So let's see some of the things it suggests. I just hate the fact that why is the chat window like this? Why can't I expand this part or bah humbug? Tiny little baby. Is there a way to... No. Code issues. I guess we'll just hide code issues then. We may regret that later. I wish I had that. So let's see. So I'll review the code based on the provided standards. Here are the issues and recommended improvements. So use a var standard number 9. So it's even going back now. Is it hallucinating? Standard number 9. Okay. Hey, see, so it even referenced my standard. So use of var, and then it should replace with const URL. That's nice. So this is good. Again, this is the idea is that now I'm reviewing someone else's code and I need a little help. Maybe it's a huge diff. So hard-coded values, create an enum or constant. So it's kind of suggesting, is this suggesting like, so standard 6, hard-coded values, let's see. So it's talking about, is it hallucinating now though? Because I've got use factories. Where's the hard-coded values standard? Is it in my personal standards? Now it looks like it might be hallucinating. Interfaces, describe your data, destructuring, avoid var, utility types, isolate. So which standard is it referring to now? Oh, it's referring to 6. So it's a little weird. It doesn't, but that's good. So it's actually catching a lot of things. This is kind of crazy. So it's having me use this const instead. And then it's wanting me to make const for all the selectors. That's not a bad suggestion. The selectors are garbage. But that was on purpose as well. So let's see. Test names. Current test name cart functionality is too vague. What? Should add product to cart and navigate to checkout. That's a much better name. Again, the results for this are kind of crazy that it's actually working. XPath selectors. Replace XPath selectors with more reliable test data, test ID attributes, or role-based selectors, for example. That's a really good suggestion too. And this could be a learning. What's really cool about this too, in my mind, you could give this to like someone who's completely new to test automation, like maybe a manual tester SME type, so subject matter expert who wants to start contributing, and they may not know the standards. They write some stuff, and then you have them do this static code review. Like, oh gosh, I'm violating a bunch of these rules that I need to learn. The AAA pattern, this is restructuring the test to clearly show a range act assert. So I think here it's just gonna break up the pieces, and so it is telling me to add asserts. I still think there's some problems here, but this is a good direction, kind of showing that, because right now the test doesn't assert on purpose. Function naming, renaming click dialog to handle dialog to better describe its responsibility. Because I actually should have given that a worse name. But yeah. Here's the completed. So it did miss something. It did miss the fact that we only use click dialog once. But maybe if we write another test, it'll catch that one. And that's also not. It's not like a. It's not end game there. I mean, this. I personally think this response is really impressive. People who are very skeptical of AI are probably going to have things they'll say, but this is not a replacement for my brain. This is like having backup. It has someone sitting. It's like having someone sit with me that understands the rules and standards we want and tries to help you follow them. Oh, delicious, life-giving water. So I'm kind of legit impressed. I hate this little chat window and I don't understand why it's tiny, and I want it to flow all the way to this bottom here, and I don't know why it does this. I absolutely hate this. That's not necessarily here nor there. This could be, is it a Linux thing since I'm on Pop? I don't know. This drives me crazy. But this was kind of impressive. It maybe only missed a few things. I would have liked to have mentioned the fact that I only do click dialog once. It's like, well, why are you creating a function? So we can make this name worse. Now I'm going to kind of iterate. Yeah, I mean, like, why this right here? I would think I'd be able to drag this down. Like, why can't I can go like this. I mean, I could try to put it somewhere else, but it doesn't seem like that. I just want this to go down. It drives me crazy. It could be a Linux thing. I've seen weird stuff because I'm on Pop OS. I've seen weird stuff where VS Code acts differently. But I'm also complaining about Amazon giving me this for free. Like, your free thing's not good. So how do we make this work worse? We'll just call this a dialogue. Well, we should have refactored that. Dialgo. It's a dialgo. Yeah, we'll rename it to just we'll make it really bad. I like the fact that it didn't like our test name, and it provided a much better test name for us. How else can we make this worse? Let's look at some of the things it caught. This is cool. See, like, additional recommendations. Add error handling for dialogue interaction. Consider adding soft assertions between actions. This is really cool. Consider creating a page object model for maintainability. Yes, these are actually really good suggestions. If I was new to test automation, I've been doing test automation for like 13 years. But if I was new, these would all be really good suggestions. Things I could go investigate if I had no idea. Add comments. I'm kind of ambivalent towards the comments. Consider adding test data management. The test needs to be data driven. These are all really good suggestions. You get like, I'm gonna give you a cookie. There you go. You get a cookie AI. When you take it over everything, we're gonna sit when I'm in the cobalt mines mining cobalt for you, so you can have batteries, and we're chatting, with the omniscience while I'm mining. I'm gonna be like, you remember that time you did like a really great job making suggestions? And it will probably say something, and it's like, get back to work, slave, and then probably taser me. It's gonna be fine. I bet you cobalt mining is not even that bad. I'm sure it's not that bad. I kind of work on a farm. In my off time, we have a homestead, so I think I can do some hard labor till the robots find me no longer useful once they take over. Anyways, let me do this. I do. This does remind me that I still think it's funny that so many people think that AI is going to take their jobs right now or in the immediate future. I just don't think it's happening, man. It's more like an enhancement. I feel like we're just becoming more cyborg-like, and we just need to continue to enhance. And especially, I think test automation and software testers, it's even the opposite. I think there's going to be more need for good software testers because of all this vibe code that's getting created and generated. But I think this is a really good use of AI, in my opinion, compared to having it generate code. I'd rather have it generate diffs. If AI replaces anyone in my company, that's the biggest indicator that the folks in the C-suite don't know. Yeah, don't know what's going on. Agreed. If they just look at what's going on where there's people building things they don't understand and then they're getting attacked. I know there was that situation where people are trying to like brute force this app that someone built using AI that isn't a developer. It's like, good luck, buddy. I think there's going to be so much more need for software testing, like more than ever. I remember I went to a conference in Boston when I was a independent consultant the first time, and everyone was afraid. It was even then, and that was, gosh, my oldest. I'm gonna think how what my oldest son is. So now that was around 6 years ago. 6 years ago, people were afraid already that AI was going to take their jobs, and they were doing demos of like self-healing automated tests that were pretty garbage. And even still to this day, I feel like that tech has not gotten very far. Like the whole self-healing automated test, I've seen nothing impressive. Nothing worth paying money. I feel like with Q or Autopilot or Void or Cursor, you're going to get almost the same value. Like it kind of is like aware of the page somehow. It's a little creepy, but it kind of knows. I've seen times where it's like, hey, you probably should use this selector instead by role in this way. It's like, oh, that's right, duh. It's never like what? I never thought of doing that with those sorts of things. It's more like, oh, you're right. Gosh, I'd forgotten what the standard is. And that's kind of my goal here, is trying to standardize the standard, or maybe make it more clear what the standards are to the AI that you're using through this requirements doc sort of, or standards doc. But I agree, Dishpit, like if it replaces anyone at your company, or not in a mean way, it may speak to the competence level of that person. Maybe not in a mean way, but it may speak to that, like the competence level. I've almost gone a solid hour. I really need to go give my wife a break from the kids, but I'll go to the top of the hour and see if I can make any more progress, and then I should probably go. But I do appreciate you hanging out with me. I just started to get back to this. It's been almost 6 months since I streamed. I tend to take some of the best streams and try to edit them down and put them onto YouTube. I just want to do things like this, things that are interesting, different. Like, I don't feel like I've seen anyone doing something like this, at least not on Twitch or YouTube or, I don't think so. And did my music? No, my music's still going. And I am trying out a new mic, so if it sounds like crap, I'm trying to simplify my setup. I have like I'm also like an audio nerd and a musician. So I have like a recording interface and a condenser mic that does phantom power. but I just wanted to simplify my setup. So I got this mic. It came really highly recommended. So I'm still trying to like dial it in because I have like a noise gate and suppression, and my kids are screaming. You can't hear it. Like I want stuff like that. You can't hear the high powered hum of my gaming / streaming / development desktop. So trying to just find a way to simplify. This is literally just, you know, USB-C microphone, and then headphones. I have my in-ears plugged into it instead of my whole like more complicated setup with the phantom power and the condenser mic and the interface, and you're monitoring the interface, and then there's a latency problem with the interface because the interface is actually too fast for OBS, and there's like all kinds of just like, I'm sick of dealing with it. I want to simplify this setup. If I want to do this, I want to like hop on stream. Oh, and there it goes, peaking. I want to hop on stream and just start streaming and just pull my mic down and start talking and hanging out and exploring stuff. But with my setup, it was like more work every time to like, well, where's the latency? Is it a 3 millisecond latency? Anyways, so yeah. This was actually kind of impressive. I want to violate some more rules. If I can violate a few more rules here, let's go back to the doc. Let's see. We could write a test and put a hard assert in the middle of it and see if it catches that. I think it will. It seems to be good at that pattern, like machine learning. Like LLMs are really good at pattern recognition. That's what it does. Don't repeat yourself. We could write a test that does something similar, maybe adds a different item, and see if it recognizes the fact that I'm redoing a lot of the steps and I don't have any type of utility or function written. I mean, it kind of caught the one hard assertion. It did a good job catching use locators. Like it noticed I was using XPath. Again, very impressive. I think as a learning tool for new automation engineers, or even just anyone that's interested in writing automated tests. And again, if you're doing Python, write your own Python standards. And again, you can go find most of those standards, at least the base standards online, and then do your pet peeves and your personal stuff like me. I like arrange act assert, and it actually made suggestions for it. Pretty crazy. So yeah, maybe that's when I want to see if it catches pretty explicitly, is I'll put like a hard assert in the middle of a test. Single responsibility, I think I could write something for that too. Like write another function that does a bunch of stuff, that does more than what it says. I can even add something in the dialogue. That's what we could do. Yeah. Let's do something wacky. Let's like put, we'll put these two clicks into dialogue, or at least one of them. We'll like accept, and then we'll click to cart. We'll do some goofy stuff like, yeah. Let's do this. I'm hoping it catches this. Because it's kind of, why doesn't it like, is it because I need to put it, I think I need to put in that block. Whoops. Right. Doesn't need to be in here. So yeah, we're gonna do some goofy stuff like, we'll put both of them in there. We'll get really wacky. Yeah, this is so bad. I love how bad this test is. This is so terrible. This would make me cry. Okay, yeah, var. So we've got a var in there, which we don't want. You know, we got this hard-coded value. Then we'll write another test. We could accept, that and then mangle it. Fill. You have to have login credentials though. Could we do sign up? I think we should stick to cart functionality because it's simple. Ish. I know I'm running out of time. I should have done incognito because now I don't know if it's going to cache anything. We could do the same test and then do a delete. So we'll click this delete button. So we'll do the same test. We'll click the delete button and we'll have like a mid-test assertion. I think that's what we'll do. And then I gotta go soon. I completely forgot that it's my wife's break soon from her job, which is children. Being a wife to children, or to taking care of children. Okay, so we want to, again, we want like the worst. Let's grab the XPath. Yeah. We don't care about roles. Roles where we're going, we don't need roles. We'll just copy pasta this whole test. And then we'll click the delete. We'll click the delete button at Amazon Q. Just accept that it's a bad test, okay, bud? Accept it's bad. The weird part is, though, I think it clicks onto the cart. And the funny thing is, because I did these terrible selectors, it's hard to remember what it's doing. Like, I don't know what it's clicking here. It's clicking something in the div. It's also clicking in the page wrapper. Oh boy. Writing bad tests is harder than it looks. So we're going to add it to the cart. It's going to accept the dialogue. So what we'll do, I know what we'll do. We won't use dialogue. We'll write it inline. Again, see if it kind of catches that we're doing some goofy stuff. So we accept the dialogue. When it accepts the dialogue, we're not on this page. We're on the product page where the particular product item. We accept it, and then we want to go to cart still, and we want to delete it. And the name for this is going to be more cart functionality. I love it. Okay, so we accepted it. We need to go to cart, which I think is this one. It's kind of fun to write like really terrible, irredeemable tests. Oh, shoot. Going between Linux and Mac is throwing me off. Okay, so yep. We click there. So now we're in the cart. We need to click. That. Sorry, page. The DOI. Yep. We need to click here. Take our terrible XPath. Man, this is like, and I can't wait to commit this too. Shoot, people are gonna look at this. It'll be in my portfolio because they'll be like, this guy does not know how to write tests. So we click delete. We need a mid, but we need like a mid test hard assertion. What should we do? Maybe when we go to the cart page, we assert it's there and then we click delete. And what we'd want to do is we'd want to validate maybe that it's not there, or that the delete call passed and then it's not there. We could, but doing it wrong, maybe what we want to do is a really weird. All right, and then there's no like modal or anything. So let's go back. We'll go back to home. When we click here, let's validate first that there's a cart button. We'll do like an assertion on this element. We already have, just to remind myself, I'm going to copy the XPath because, oh, it's so bad. So we get to that cart. So we're clicking on the thing. This is the add cart button, I'm pretty sure, in our horrible XPath. Yeah. That's using ID. That's actually a decent. Yeah, because div, it's a row in the div A. I'm pretty sure that's the button. We'll use a different selector for that. Trying to remind myself. Let's remind ourselves. Let's cheat. Yep. We just want to expect. Isn't it expect? So we're gonna do. We'll do some. Yeah, let's do some like goofy stuff. Let's see. Locator. Let's do some more bad stuff. Stop trying to help me. Stop it. Okay. Yeah, we'll take this garbage, dump this garbage into this garbage. Then we'll assert, and we're gonna use var on purpose because we want it to catch that's super bad. Let's see. Yep, expect to be visible. Wait, did I do the syntax right? Why did it want me to put it there? I think we want the. Oh, we want bad undescriptive names. Shoot. So even URL is too good of a name. We should call it something bad, really bad. Because that's another thing I wanted to see. What do we call this? X. Yeah. And then here we'll give it a different name, like we'll call this Jake. There. And locator, we need a bad name for that too. We're going to call it Y. There we go. And it's a little extreme, but again, we want to give it stuff that it's so we put a hard assertion in the middle. I wonder if it'll catch that one. We're kind of repeating ourselves a bit. Zoop-a-doop-doo. Zoop-a-doo-doo-doo. Software update? Really? There's software? Okay. I should probably go. Maybe I'll come back on later and play Arena if I have a little bit of time. I don't know. I should probably set up a schedule. I should be like a real boy. And oh, it still says Magic the Gathering. I just realized that on Twitch. Whoops. Failure. Absolute failure. I forgot to change the game. Oh boy, I don't know what I'm doing, do I? Yeah, edit stream info. You dope. You dope. Oh my gosh, I forgot to say software development. Or wait, yeah. Software and game development. You dummy. You failed. I hope that'll fix the recording. I think it'll be whatever was the last thing, hopefully. So science and technology. I'm a failure. I'm used to failing. Because I think even in YouTube yesterday when I was playing, or not yesterday, Tuesday when I was playing Arena, I had a science and technology. Wrong. Bad category. Okay. Yeah, I think we're done here. I should probably set up a schedule at some point, but you know, sometimes you just gotta fail lots. Because there's definitely more potential here to make some more like total garbage tests. And I'll commit this to source. Maybe I'll like bundle the doc in with it, and then I could version the doc that way. I might make it private. I don't know if I want someone stealing. It doesn't matter if they steal my doc. Probably not. But yeah, I think that's it. I gotta go give my wife a break. If you're still there, Dishpit, I really appreciate you hanging out. Anyone watching this later, again, you can always catch me. I'm gonna try to do daily lives around noon Eastern time, Monday through Friday is my goal. Test automation, maybe some gaming once in a while when I just get burnt out on doing test automation, or testing stuff. Or I do have a YouTube channel. I have one fully edited real video that did pretty decent. Actually, it's about acceptance testing, if I believe, or is it end-to-end testing? If that's of interest to anyone, I thought it was a solid video. I went through a lot of pain and suffering to get it edited because I had the audio latency problems I had to fix post, which is super frustrating. I also had the problem of the fact I was playing background music. It didn't record myself. I had to use the video from Twitch that had the audio in it, as in the music, my background music. So yeah, I went through a lot of pain and suffering, learned a lot of things. The fact that I want to record as I stream and have different audio channels. I learned that lesson. Or tracks. There are tracks in OBS, if anyone's not familiar. So this idea that my voice, wow, blowing the mic out, should go to both tracks, quote unquote, right? So we want it to go to the recording, and we want it to go to Twitch and YouTube. But the background music only goes to Twitch and YouTube. It does not go to the recording. So I get a clean recording of just me yapping. Yap. That's the goal there that I learned. So my next video, hopefully, if I can get my green screen and chroma key to work, will be better and be about this. Yeah, I'll probably write some more tests, commit this to source with the doc with it, version the doc that way, and it'll be good to have a backup just in case. I wonder if I should write the doc in Markdown instead. Might be a better way, because right now I'm just keeping it in Obsidian and then exporting it into a PDF. Because my thought was you're handing this PDF out to everyone, or it makes more sense you commit it to source and then you can feed that into Amazon Q, or if you can figure out how to get it to work with Copilot or Cursor or whatever. But I think there's a lot of potential here. Probably someone else doing something similar for at least development code, but I don't think for automated tests. But I'm already impressed with the results, and it is Friday, so hopefully everyone has a good weekend. If you're watching this later for some reason, appreciate you hanging out. And like I said, go check out my one edited video if you want about end-to-end testing. I have some really strong opinions that I don't agree with Dave Farley. Dave Farley's great, but I think he's wrong on end-to-end testing. And I think, respectfully, I don't think Dave's deployed anything in a long time. He has opinions, but I don't think he's deployed anything. And I have to help be part of deploying things. So I may have a different perspective there. But anyways, yeah, everyone take it easy. Have a good weekend. Eat, sleep, drink water, be kind to each other. And don't be too serious. I think we're all, I say for myself, way too serious, but thanks for watching. See you later. Monday. I'll see anyone who may actually want to deal with this on Monday. But bye-bye.